This spring, a group of unusual lumberjacks traveled to southern Germany and back in time. In a forest near Ergersheim, not far from Nuremberg, archaeologists and woodworkers study how stone and bone tools were used more than 7,000 years ago. The experiments are based on this timber-framed well found preserved underground in 2005, complete with traces of skilled woodworking.
Those tusk tenon were, up till now, only known from Roman age about, and that it's already present in the Neolithic is quite new. And if you see advanced carpentry like that, it's quite possible, or even very probable, that the most carpentry joints we know now in traditional woodworking were already known in the early Neolithic about 7,000 years ago. We always think the people were primitive. They're absolutely not. These are high-tech tools, but not made out of metal, made out of stone, and perfectly adapted for the work we're doing with it. As we started using it and got a feel for it, how you use it, it really is quite an effective tool. It looks quite brutal. It's not like a modern axe which really shaves off the long slivers, but it cuts into the grain of the wood and detaches a piece then, which is then split up.
Aber schön.
It shows it's possible in a reasonable time to fell a tree with a stone tool, but we are doing this quite exactly once a year, this year for the fourth time, but we're not really experienced workers with stone tools. The guys back then must have been working with those tools on a daily basis, so they really had the body language. Here we see, when we look with the hand lens, very slight, broken out parts, which you normally you don't even feel them if you put your finger on the cutting edge, but you clearly see them in the wood, which is extremely interesting, that you only need a very slight damage to have these very clear, identifiable tool marks in the wood.
Archaeologists use a portable scanner to document the marks tools make in the wood and compare them to the Neolithic originals. Analysis of the 3D images reveals a full toolkit of stone and bone.
And the experiments here to get an idea how the people back then made the well. So we thought, we have a lot of bone tools and they make the same there, so why not use them for that kind of work? And it works very well.
Elberg and his colleagues hope the Ergersheim experiments will help archaeologists better understand tool marks found on ancient wood and push the history of carpentry back a few millennia.